Welcome back to Read This Next with Ruth and Nicole. This week we are doing a classic topic that Laura and I talk about a lot, which is closed circle mysteries, which you probably already knew this, but this is one of Laura's like favorite, I want to say tropes, I guess, in mystery novels. She's a big fan. Do you read very many closed mysteries slash do you know what they are?
I do. I mean, I was a big fan, like so many people, I think, growing up of Agatha Christie's stories. So that kind of fits
Mm.
in very nicely. There was a book that came out a few years ago that I really loved. I want to say it was called 1222 by Anne Holt.
We
So
had
like
that one
coming
on
out
our
of,
previous list.
yeah, so coming out of like the Scandinavian mystery genres, it was one
Mhm.
actually my first Scandinavian mysteries, and I really, really loved it. And deep in our list, we actually have one of the most recent ones I've read and enjoyed, but I'm not going to spoil that surprise.
No, we'll get there. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it's a fun trope. That being, oop, I just shook my screen. That being said, if you really like this episode, keep in mind we have a previous one. So this is volume 2 of our closed circle mysteries. So let's get right into it. I think I'm pink, so I'm going first.
Big surprise, you're pink and I'm
Okay.
yellow.
This is Lavender House by Lev A.C. Rosen. Here we go. Lavender House, 1952, the family seat of recently deceased matriarch Irene Lamontagne, head of the famous Lamontagne soap empire. Irene's recipes for her signature scents are a well-guarded secret, but it's not the only one behind these gates. This estate offers a unique freedom where none of the residents or staff hide who they are. But to keep their secret, they've needed to keep others out, and now they're worried they're keeping a murderer in. Not ideal.
Oh, that's, yeah, putting it lightly.
Yeah.
Not ideal.
Irene's widow hires Evander Mills to uncover the truth behind her mysterious death. Andy, recently fired from the San Francisco police after being caught in a raid on a gay bar, is happy to accept his calendar is wide open. And his secret is the kind of secret the Lamontagnes understand. Andy has never imagined a world like Lavender House. He's seduced by the safety and freedom found behind its gates, where a queer family lives honestly and openly. But that honesty doesn't extend to everything, and he quickly finds himself a pawn in a family game of old money, subterfuge, and jealousy. And Irene's death is only the beginning. When your existence is a crime, everything you do is criminal, and the gates of Lavender House can't lock out the real world forever. Running a soap empire can be dirty business.
Ooh. You know what's interesting with this is when in the beginning part, like early in this description, when you're talking about keeping secrets and that unique freedom where they don't have to hide who they are, I'm like, is this going to be going into like, is it going to also dip into like urban fantasy or something?
Mm,
Like, what kind of secrets are they keeping? We don't know, right? Like, they could all be unicorns
true.
or dragons. Like,
Vampires. Who knows?
options, right? But no, like, this is so it's sort of intriguing as you find out like what the secrets are.
Well, they said Irene's widow,
Yes, I
which
did catch that.
which do men get, just out of curiosity, do men ever
They're
get called
widowers.
widows?
They're called
Oh,
widowers. Yeah,
interesting.
I
That's
know.
interesting.
Which is
Huh.
interesting because it makes it sound like they make widows, which often
Yeah,
they do die first. So
true. Interesting.
anyway, yeah,
Okay. Sounds good.
it is intriguing.
Yeah.
We'll have to recommend it to Sarah at Lovely Body as she works on her own soap empire.
Ooh.
All right, so next up we have Strega by Johan Leke Holm.
I gave you the
Possibly,
hard name again, apparently.
you love giving me the hard names. That's okay. And Saskia Vogel is the translator. Powerfully inventive and atmospheric, a modern Gothic story of 9 young women sent to work at a remote alpine hotel and what happens when one of them goes missing.
Ooh.
With toiletries, hairbands, and notebooks in her bag, and at her mother's instruction, 19-year-old Rafa leaves her parents' home and the seaside town she grew up in. Out the train window, she sees the lit-up mountains and perfect trees, and the Olympic Hotel waiting for her perched above the small village of Strega. There, she and 8 other young women receive the stiff black uniforms of seasonal workers and move into their shared dorm. But while they toil constantly to perform their role and prepare the hotel for guests, none arrive.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a bit unusual, shall we say? Even the like
Mm-hmm.
worst hotels usually seem to get some guests.
Yeah.
Instead, they contort themselves daily to the expectations of their strict matronly bosses without clear purpose, and in their spare moments escape to the herb garden, confide in each other, and quickly find solace together. Finally, the hotel is filled with people for a wild and raucous party, only for one of the women to disappear. What follows are deeper revelations about the myths we teach young women, what we raise them to expect from the world, and whether a gentler, more beautiful life is possible.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I do like that it's got the gothic twist. That's always kind of, another interesting genre to dive
Yeah.
into. Gorgeous cover, like in terms of like the really lush flowers,
Mm-hmm.
but there's that like melty look a little bit to the
Mm-hmm.
words and some of the flowers that let us know that all is probably not well
Yeah, I'm so curious what this big event is.
in the party,
Yeah, that brings all these
the party
people
of the
in.
year.
Yeah, and how did they end up at this hotel specifically? Very
Well, it makes me
curious.
wonder if it's something that these matronly bosses have orchestrated, and the
Yes.
missingness is not as much of a surprise to some as it is to others.
Yeah.
But
I can't
we have to read to find
wait.
out.
Oh, I should also mention this list was a Laura creation. So,
Ooh,
these are going to be good
Laura's with
recs
us.
then. She is. Strago. Okay. I hate the cover of this one, so I'm gonna just
Yeah.
give you like wait five if you don't like creepy, like grudge-esque things, wait 5 seconds, post me saying this before you open your eyes, because I'm gonna show it right now. Gross. Okay, you're safe now if you were watching. For those of you that are listening, it's this horrendous no face person with like
Are they
gross no
bloody lips?
lips.
Is it
Yeah.
lipstick? We don't really
I got
know.
like yeah, I don't like it. Anyways, this is called Nothing But Blackened Teeth by Cassandra Kaw, I think. Okay. A Heian era? Heian. Someone tell me how to spell that. I mean, say that. I
Pronounce.
spelled it. Yes, thank you. So this mansion stands abandoned, its foundations resting on the bones of a bride and its walls packed with the remains of the girl's sacrifice to keep her company. It's the perfect wedding venue for a group of thrill-seeking friends. But a night of food, drinks, and games quickly spirals into a nightmare. For lurking in the shadows is the ghost bride with a black smile and a hungry heart, and she gets lonely down there in the dirt. I hate I hate this.
It's
Also,
it's it's definitely very creepy. I feel like this is honestly something Laura and I would watch if it was made into a movie. It totally screams like Ruth and Laura chill out vibes. Yeah, it's just something we do. We've been doing it for years. I want to know if these thrill-seeking friends know going in, like that there's
I
all
think
these
they do.
corpses. It says thrill-seeking, so I feel like they do. But
Yeah.
dude, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, that's kind of messed up.
Yeah.
And this is an interesting one because it's usually when we get the closed circle mysteries, they're not necessarily supernatural based,
Yeah.
whereas this one clearly is.
Oh yeah.
So it's got a good mix of both.
I can
But
totally see it
I
being
don't like
adapted
it.
for film though.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't like it.
I
I
would
won't
probably
be
watch it
reading
before
this
I'd
one.
read it, to be honest. I'm
Oh,
better
yeah.
I'm better with those in like video short term, but like a book, it's gonna sink too deep into me.
Yeah, and there's too much to the imagination, whereas
Oh
if
yeah,
you like watch it, you've got an idea already. You can't sink too far into the depths of your mind.
exactly. Exactly. You know me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The next cover is a little bit nicer.
It's a simpler cover. The title is Survive the Night by Riley Sager. Um, a little ominous though, I'm gonna say, like Survive the Night. I know we're doing closed circle mysteries, but I want to survive the night.
These people all did.
Good point, good point. I don't know, but I mean, if you go to like the spooky house, that's on you.
Hmm.
Um, Charlie Jordan is being driven across the country by a serial killer. Maybe.
Okay.
Behind the wheel is Josh Baxter, a stranger Charlie met by the college rideshare board, who also has a good reason for leaving university in the middle of term. On the road, they share their stories, carefully avoiding the subject dominating the news, the campus killer, who's tied up and stabbed 3 students in the span of a year and has just struck again. Traveling the lengthy journey between university and their final destination, Charlie begins to notice discrepancies in Josh's story. As she begins to plan her escape from the man she is becoming certain is the killer, she starts to suspect that Josh knows exactly what she's thinking, meaning that she could very well end up as his next victim. I'm just going to start with, I didn't know Charlie was a girl at the beginning, or female.
Oh, really? I don't know why, but
Charlie could be anyone.
this is true. I guess I'm so used to Close Circle Mysteries kind of being like a female-led thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
That's a good point, but I was like, okay.
Could be anybody, but now it's
Yeah.
a girl apparently. Okay.
Yeah. So
that's
because I was wondering if it was going to turn out that Charlie was the murderer. Not that a female serial killer can't exist.
I mean, it could be them. I really, this one sounds super tense. Like you're gonna be sitting there just like waiting. I can see many ways that this could go, and it looks
waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Yeah. Especially based on this description, like you already know. So is there a twist? Is it just being tense? Who knows?
Yeah, and honestly, like I'm going with, if there is a serial killer on campus, I am not doing a ride share.
No.
I will use commercial transportation.
Yeah. But it's just like this.
I know,
we
need the story. Right? You need the story.
Yeah. Some of us have to make bad decisions in order to write good content for the stories. So thankfully, these are not real people in this one.
No kidding.
Okay, this next one, another more simple cover. I'm still reeling from that other one.
I know. It's gonna stick with us.
Yeah, I'm gonna see it in my dreams. This is 56 Days by Catherine Ryan Howard. No one knew they'd moved in together. Now one of them is dead. Could this be the perfect murder? 56 days ago, Sierra and Oliver meet in a supermarket queue in Dublin the same week COVID-19 reaches Irish shores. 35 days ago, when lockdown threatens to keep them apart, Oliver suggests that Sierra move in with him. She sees a unique opportunity for a new relationship to flourish without the pressure of scrutiny from family and friends. He sees it as an opportunity to hide who and what he really is. Today, detectives arrive at Oliver's apartment to discover a decomposing body inside. Will they be able to determine what really happened, or has lockdown provided someone with the opportunity to commit the perfect crime? It doesn't specify who
that it's
died.
Kira's body.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
But what is he?
Well, but the detectives arrive at Oliver's apartment. It doesn't say that Oliver is at Oliver's apartment.
Mm-hmm.
So Oliver could be the decomposing body. Kira could be the decomposing body. Someone else could be the decomposing body.
Lots of questions.
But that's a lot of information for us to have like up front.
Yeah. This is a well-written description, because I'm like, what else could be happening here?
I see a hold in your future.
We'll see. Could
Add
be too violent. Don't do this to me. I don't need any more. It's too big.
Then you're in the wrong field.
Yeah. My to be read list is the library.
And then there's overflow.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one up. Dead Space by Callie Wallace. Okay. So again, not a like super intense cover.
Definitely screams sci-fi though.
Yeah, sci-fi, like some sort of science, even like just science in general, but definitely. Oh, there's a space station. Sci-fi we're at. An investigator must solve a brutal murder on a claustrophobic space station in this tense science fiction thriller from the author of Salvation Day. Hester Marley used to have a plan for her life, but when a catastrophic attack left her injured, indebted, and stranded far from home, she was forced to take a dead-end security job with a powerful mining company in the asteroid belt. Of course, it's always in the asteroid belt, isn't it? Now she spends her days investigating petty crimes to help her employer maximize its profits. She's surprised to hear from an old friend and fellow victim of the terrorist attack that ruined her life. And that surprise quickly turns to suspicion when he claims to have discovered something shocking about their shared history and the tragedy that neither of them can leave behind. Before Hester can learn more, her friend is violently murdered at a remote asteroid mine. Hester joins the investigation to find the truth, both about her friend's death and the information he believed he had uncovered. But catching a killer is only the beginning of Hester's worries, and she soon realizes that everything she learns about her friend, his fellow miners, and the outpost they call home brings her closer to revealing secrets that very powerful and very dangerous people would rather keep hidden in the depths of space.
There's a lot going on here.
Oh, yeah.
There is a huge, like, they're setting up world building, which takes up a lot of time, and then they're adding this mystery on top of it. So
Yep.
intriguing.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm
I
so
guess
curious about how many pages it has.
yeah,
That's what it comes down to when it's like there's that much going on. Is it going to be really surface level for a lot of it, or are they actually going to be able to like dig in deep to the world
yeah,
as well as give the time needed for the mystery?
yeah, and I'm curious how where the closed circle portion comes into this. I guess it's the mines, but it's not super clear. Like it almost
Yeah,
makes it seem
it's
like
got to be
they
that
have.
outpost.
Yeah, yeah, interesting, cool. I like it. All right, next one. Uh, I like the cover of this one. So this is the Decagon House Murders by Yukito Ayatsuji, I think, and Hongli Wong is the translator. Okay. The members of a university mystery club decide to visit an island. Bad mistake. If it's a closed circle mystery, never want to go there.
You got to know that you're in a closed circle mystery. Like, read the room.
Read the room. Someone's a murderer. They go to this island, which was the site of a grisly, unsolved multiple murder the year before. They should have known.
Yeah, this is way too close. Like, at least give it 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, come on.
Maybe salt the earth, like something.
Anything. They're looking forward to investigating the crime, putting their passion for solving mysteries to practical use. But before long, there's a fresh murder. And soon, the club members realize that they are being picked off one by one. The remaining amateur sleuths will have to use all their murder mystery expertise to find the killer before they end up dead too. And then it says, this is a playful, loving, and fiendishly plotted homage to the best of the Golden Age crime. It will delight any mystery fan looking to put their little gray cells to use. So
it's a little
cool.
hat tip there to Agatha.
Yeah, exactly. Very cute.
Cute. You know what was funny though? The first thing I started thinking about when it was like the club and they're, have a passion for solving mysteries, I'm like, Scooby-Doo?
Yeah, that's a good point. It is very Scooby-Doo-esque.
Except, they don't get picked off one at a time.
Well,
the whole crew is still
grown-ups. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Imagine Scooby-Doo's like that. They're just like, they're picked off one at a time.
No, who goes first?
Oh, man.
Daphne?
It'd have to be Shaggy, no? Like, well, anyways, this is a little bit gruesome for the show, but
totally, we're going a little off topic.
Regardless, same goofy vibes. It kind of sounds like
it has
good
that
gang
feeling,
of friends.
Right? Yeah, with some unfortunate consequences.
Yeah.
So pulling ourselves back, we're going to the Paradox Hotel by Rob Hart. I read this one right around Christmas, I want to say.
Cool.
And it took a little to get into, but I really, really enjoyed it. So an impossible crime, a detective on the edge of madness, and the future of time travel at stake. Like, it's just like super fun tagline, right?
Yeah.
January Cole's job just got a whole lot harder. Not that running security at the Paradox was ever really easy. Nothing simple at a hotel where the ultra-wealthy tourists arrive costumed for a dozen different time periods, all eagerly waiting to catch their flights to the past.
Oh,
yeah. Or where proximity to the time port makes the clocks run backward on occasion, and rumor has it allows ghosts to stroll the halls. None of that compares to the corpse in room 526, the one that seems to both be there and not there. The one that somehow only January can see. On top of that, some very important new guests have just checked in. Because the US government is about to privatize time travel technology, and the world's most powerful people are on hand to stake their claims. January is sure the timing isn't a coincidence. Neither are those accidents that start stalking their bidders. There's a reason January can glimpse what others can't. A reason why she's the only one who can catch a killer who's operating invisibly and in plain sight all at once. But her ability is also destroying her grip on reality. And as her past, present, and future collide, she finds herself confronting not just the hotel's dark secrets, but her own. Like, it's honestly, it's a wild ride.
That
It's
sounds so cool.
right? Like it's an amazing concept. There were definitely times where like trying to keep the threads of what's going on was a bit of a challenge. And basically what's happened with her, without, it doesn't really give away too much. She spent so much time on time travel as a detective, making sure that people aren't breaking the rules, like bringing dinosaurs back, or, you know, buying lots of Microsoft stock when it just first hit, and
Yeah.
becoming wealthy. Like, there's all these. So that was what her job was before she became the security, but she did
Okay.
it so much that it actually was starting to cause brain damage, that time slipped specifically for her.
Whoa.
And so she's trying to deal with that,
And
while also
solve.
deal with
Whoa.
this, like, all this crazy stuff that's happening, and
Yeah.
whether or not it's related to who's trying to purchase the hotel in Timeport, and all of these like different elements sort of colliding.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely one of those layered books, and it's not one that you can read when you're 97% asleep,
That's fair.
but
Good to know.
super interesting.
It sounds super interesting. Oh, I like that. Huh. I'm glad that you had seen it because you gave a bit, or seen it, read it because it gave it a bit more context.
Well, because it doesn't give you that much there, right, to sort of
Mhm.
understand how she's seeing things, and it's because like she's literally having these slips.
Wow. Huh. That sounds cool. What did you rate it? Out of curiosity. Do you use Good? Yeah, you use Goodreads.
I dabble in Goodreads. I did not rate it. I have not rated anything in several years.
Oh, that's fair.
But is it a book I would put in the hands of the right reader? Absolutely.
There you go. Okay. Our next one then is Miss Aldridge Regrets. The thing that you'll know about most closed circle mysteries is they're not usually series. But this one is. It's the Canary Club mystery. So it goes: the glittering RMS Queen Mary, a nightclub singer on the run, an aristocratic family with secrets worth killing for. London, 1936. Lena Aldridge wonders if life has passed her by. The dazzling theater career she's hoped for hasn't worked out. Instead, she's stuck singing in a sticky floored basement club in Soho, and her married lover has just left her. But Lena has always had a complicated life, one shrouded in mystery as a mixed race girl passing for white in a city unforgiving of her true racial heritage. She's feeling utterly hopeless until a stranger offers her the chance of a lifetime, a starring role on Broadway, and a first class ticket on the Queen Mary bound for New York. After a murder at the club, the timing couldn't be better, and Lena jumps at the chance to escape England. But death follows her on board when an obscenely wealthy family draws her into their fold, just as one among them is killed in a chillingly familiar way. As Lena navigates the Abernathy's increasingly bizarre family dynamic, she realizes that her greatest performance won't be for an audience, but for her life. With seductive glamour, simmering family drama, and dizzying twists, Louise Hare makes her beguiling US debut. So cool, lots of drama. The boat is where the mystery is at. Very cool.
Yeah, and to be fair, like, we do have some series where we've got the closed circle, like when you look at, you know, the Agatha Christie where the detective is sort of dropped in.
Yeah. It's
But
very
it's not common
yeah,
in current.
especially now.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It's more like a classic way of doing things. So all right. Next up we have Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney.
Big name.
Big name. After 80 years of avoiding each other, Daisy Darker's entire family is assembling for Nana's 80th birthday in Nana's crumbling Gothic house on a tiny tidal island.
Cool.
Don't go to the Gothic house. Don't go to the small island. And if your family doesn't like each other well enough to see each other in some kind of regularity, maybe don't go to the reunion, because this is just
Yeah.
looking like Bad News Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Finally back together one last time. Ominous. When the
Mhm.
tide comes in, they will be cut off from the rest of the world for 8 hours.
Ooh.
The family arrives, each of them harboring secrets, because why not? Then at the stroke of midnight, as a storm rages, Nana is found dead. And an hour later, the next family member follows. Ooh, are they doing it by age?
Oh, I don't know.
That'd be intriguing. Trapped on an island where someone is killing them one by one, the Darkers must reckon with their present mystery as well as their past secrets before the tide comes in and all is revealed.
Ooh.
There's a nice little note here. With a wicked wink to Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None, Daisy Darker's unforgettable twists will leave readers reeling.
Okay.
So intriguing, but like seriously, you guys don't get along that well. Now you're going to go to a creepy house, be cut off from the world. I'm sure
Yeah.
there's a reason you aren't seeing each other on the regular.
I guess no one thinks that their family's gonna like
Be
start
murderous.
picking them off one by one when they go visit their grandma on their 80th birthday, but still, the vibes are wrong.
You got to be
Trust your gut.
prepared.
Yeah.
And look
Trust
at the
your
cover.
gut.
I mean, that is not a welcoming island.
No. No,
That
thank
is a
you.
death island.
Yes.
Apologies to anyone who loves death islands.
That being said, do you have anything else to add before we wrap up?
I don't think so. I mean, these are fun books.
They
There was the
are.
one cover that like seriously traumatized us. But overall, I think like a really interesting group of books. They're all kind of, even though they're all closed circle, they're different, different
Mhm.
time periods, different kinds of locations.
Different
Some of them, like,
genre.
we're not even warning people, like, ooh, you shouldn't be doing that. Like, yes, absolutely. I think Lena Aldridge going on the boat made sense at the time.
Yeah.
Little did she know, right? Like, people going to the death houses. No, you know better. You get
You'd
no
think.
sympathy from me.
Yeah, you'd think the mystery group and the wedding party at the death
Yeah.
house.
Like, mistakes were made.
No. Yeah, hard
Okay, I'll
pass
still
on
have sympathy
those.
for you though, because honestly, it is very sad.
Well, I mean,
But
to be fair, if we're gonna really talk about it, they are fictional.
what?
I know. Who'd have thought? That being said, if you liked any of these titles and you missed the author or the title, want to know how to spell it, all of the information is on our blog, which is tbaypl. Nope. tbaypl is our social media across the board. Our blog is tbplofftheshelf.com. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks. Bye.
Take care.